We have details about last night's town council meeting on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, June 6th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. Town Council approved spending about $265,000 of community preservation funds to purchase an 8.5-acre parcel of land in Barnstable Village. The property is known as the Corkage property and is located on Route 6A across from the Coast Guard Museum. Chris Clark, chair of the Land Acquisition and Preservation Committee, urged the council to support the purchase during public comment.
And by now you should have received a letter that we wrote in April supporting the purchase of the Corkage property that's before you tonight. It fits our criteria that was developed back in 2006. Some of the features that it supports is that it includes a special and unique historical or scenic feature. It includes passive recreational uses such as hiking and walking trails. The compatibility and proximity to existing systems such as the Cape Cod Pathway. It will become part of the main artery of the Cape Cod Pathway. It provides for public access, includes wetlands, and is contiguous to other parcels protecting habitat. It's recommended by the Conservation Commission and was forwarded from the CPC favorably. And actually this coming Saturday, one of the members of our committee, Farley Lewis, will be conducting a walk, which is part of a series of walks sponsored by the Cape Cod Commission that will bring attendees right onto this property. So we find it we hope that you will support this acquisition as it has been in the sights of some of the people interested in open space for some time. Thank you very much.
In the end, 12 councilors voted in support of that move. Councilor John Norman voted against the purchase. Debate on the fiscal year 2015 operating budget is underway. At last night's town council meeting, Laura Cronin, chair of the Comprehensive Financial Advisory Committee, talked about their work on the budget.
That in looking at the different departments and the strategy that was used to keep the head count down, we noticed a good effort to try to move people where they could be better utilized. So we saw a lot of that moving into the different departments and making that more of an efficient way to use the head count and taking advantage of that. So that was a very good opportunity for the departments to share. We did notice and recognize that there were several things that the CFAC has recommended in the past that was taken into consideration, and that was good to see, putting the benefits allocations back into the different departments. That really helped us to really see what the full department resources or needs are by having them back in there. We added recommended putting detail asset listings into the enterprise funds so you can actually see which ones are really truly available for surplus versus ones that might be encumbered. And we see that that's back on the enterprise funds. And then really importantly is the investment that you are making in the performance measurements and utilizing the University of Massachusetts Boston, the Collins Institute, Collins Center for working with the DPW and the police department for coming up with performance measurements. We think that that's going to help everyone overall in really creating some key measurements to see where your money's going.
Town Manager Tom Lynch also addressed the council and talked about the focus of the proposed fiscal 15 operating budget.
The theme of our budget this year is building on our strengths. The FY 2015 operating budget attempts to keep Barnstable moving forward in our efforts to ensure public safety, provide a quality public education system, and deliver government services efficiently. Once again, we have maintained our fiscal stability, spent within our means, and prudently planned for our financial future. This budget is structurally balanced and fiscally responsible. This budget is about meeting existing obligations, funding previous public safety obligations, and strengthening many of those areas where we do well. This budget is about allocating resources toward existing priority areas of need. The total proposed fiscal year FY15 operating budget for the town of Barnstable is $169,922,517. This is an increase from the FY14 budget of $5.6 million, or 3.45%. In addition to the general fund, this figure includes the town's 8 enterprise fund accounts. These funds comprise the town's total annual appropriated funds. We have a strong financial foundation, and financial accountability remains at the core of our budgeting goals. The town of Barnstable is committed to maintaining its well-established financial integrity. The AAA bond rating, with a stable outlook along with the budget and financial reporting awards for the past several years, are indicative to this commitment. Maintaining strong reserves and using conservative revenue estimates have proven to be effective strategies for the town in preserving its financial integrity. Conservative revenue estimates have allowed us not only to restore reserves and pay one-time expenses, but to expand our capital improvement program. We expect to have you will see additional investment in public safety and several other areas that are on the slide up there. Public safety is the first responsibility and function of government, so citizens can be safe in our town wherever they live in our community. $44,600 will be used to fund the new outer sector Barnstable Police Station in Marston's Mills and incorporate the operating costs of the Hyannis substation, which will help the Barnstable Police Department to meet that town-wide public safety goal.
Other department heads also addressed the council and gave an overview of each proposal, including Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mary Schakowsky.
You'll also see in this budget through strategic marketing, we're able to maintain our student enrollment with a bit of an increase in our elementary schools. 2 significant changes that you'll see this year in this year's budget is the demand for additional resources in the area of our English language learners and our special needs student. We've seen a significant increase in growth of our ELL population. Back in 2009, we had 190 ELL students, and we are projecting 440 for FY15. So that's more than doubled in 5 years. And ELL students fall into 5 levels, and I'll get into that a little bit later based on their language instruction and why the need. But currently, we have 22 spoken languages in the town of Barnstable in our schools. And the 5 top languages being Portuguese, Spanish, Patois, which is a form of Creole, Urdu, and Jamaican Creole. The other area of increase is in our special education programs. We're continuing to develop in-house programs for students with special needs so they may be educated in their home district versus being educated outside of Barnstable. The additional partner classroom for our students with autism. We partner with the New England Center for Children with Autism, and it's been a very successful program for our students as well as our parents. We're also looking in this budget to expand our Crossroads program at both Barnstable Intermediate School and Barnstable High School. And the Crossroads program is a program for students with emotional impairments and behavioral disorders. And to give you some idea of costs, if we were to educate a student outside of the town of Barnstable for special education, it would range anywhere from about $50,000 to $60,000 per student. We feel it's more important to educate them in their home district for $10,000 less per student, plus the cost of transportation. You'll also see in this budget the continued investment of technology and infrastructure to move towards a one-to-one mobile initiative for our students. And while there's a reduction of staff, you'll see that in 3 of our largest schools: Barnstable High School, Barnstable Intermediate School, and Barnstable United Elementary School. There are no student program reductions or services for our students, but there is staff reduction in this budget and a reallocation of resources based upon need.
After thoughtful questions and comments following those presentations, councilors then approved the budgets for the Police Department, Barnstable Public Schools, and the Growth Management Department. The council will continue work on the budget at its next meeting, June 12th. Well, be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On Monday's show, we will catch up with Assistant Town Manager Mark Ells, and we will chat with Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mary Schakowsky. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.